Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Justin, back here again with another video. In today's video, it's gonna be about the time I kind of got in trouble for a fight I didn't start. That I'm pretty sure that's what the title's gonna be. I'm not sure. I might put principal in the title because that's what was really involved. Us going to the principal. But you know, you'll see whatever the title is in the video. But anyways, I'm back with the second story time in a while. I think it was 2 weeks ago I posted my last story time. Oh wow, time flies. But anyways. This story time, let's get on into it. So, I'm pretty sure this was 3rd grade, 4th grade, and you know, 4th or 3rd grade kids tend to have short tempers. It's not really every day that a 3rd or 4th grade kid doesn't get bullied and then just automatically doesn't start crying or tries to fight somebody, which is pretty dumb, you know. We never walk away or like not say anything, or well, I mean the fighting part some people even now still do, so I can't really say anything about that, but you know what I mean. So 4th grade, I'm pretty sure it was 4th grade, beginning of 4th grade. There's this one kid who, I don't know, we weren't like enemies or whatever. He didn't bully me 99% of the time. He was actually cool sometimes. And let's just say I was kind of a crybaby throughout my elementary school days. I'm not gonna lie. I just realized that. Not just realized that, but I realized it a while ago. So compared to myself now, back then I snitched and tattletaled, whatever you guys want to call it, a lot, or cried a lot about everything. And I'm surprisingly this time it was different from all the others. So this time I was doing, like, you know, doing my normal stuff throughout the school day, proceeding along, doing whatever, and then that one kid, let's give him a name, Franklin. Oh god, GTA just popped in mind, but okay. Franklin over here was, I don't know, we were kind of on and off with being friends or not, and sometimes, most of the time, I don't know, he would just act kind of rude. So we were in the auditorium, and I can't even remember what started the argument, okay? I can't even remember what started the argument, but I don't know. We were just arguing out of nowhere, so let me explain to you what happened. So day proceeds on. You know, we had all of our subjects, ELA, what was called reading back then, reading, math, social studies, well, yeah, all that. And then, after that, we, at 5th or 6th period, I think, we had lunch. So then we came into the auditorium. So here's how our lunch period worked. Instead of us just sitting in the lunchroom and waiting to be called out for lunch, we kind of like either went outside and played for like a good 15 minutes, then they'll call us in for lunch, and then we'll go back outside and play for the remainder of the period after you're done with your lunch. Or we would go in the auditorium, sit down, and watch a movie. And after we watched a movie, I'd say around 20 minutes in the movie, they'll call us to go to lunch. We'll get lunch, and we'll eat for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then we'll go back and finish the movie for the rest of the period. Well, at least the amount of time we had. So this day, it was a winter day, and they didn't really like us going out on winter. So they put us in the auditorium, and we were watching, I'm pretty sure it was The Little Dinosaur, if that's the name of the movie. But no, The Good Dinosaur, yeah. And Franklin and me just started having an argument out of nowhere. I can't even remember what it was about. I don't know, it was something about school life, or I don't know, video games. If it was video games, I would think it was pretty dumb because we had arguments sometimes over video games. But what was it? I think it was school life. So after it was school life, the argument got pretty heated, and then what was it? I think we just argued really hard, and he pushed me. I was like, I don't know. He was like, I'm pretty sure at one point he was on my face. And I was like, push me, go ahead, push me. And he actually pushed me. And when he pushed me, oh god, I fell down. And you know how the auditorium seats are built? They have like these screws in them and all that stuff. Even when they're placed on the ground, there's like some screws there. So basically, there's this loose screw. There's like this loose screw, and it was pointing upwards, like the backhand of the screw, not the pointy part, but like it was pointing upward. So when he pushed me, I fell and my knee just slammed into the screw, and I'm pretty sure it pushed it back into place. But it just landed, and that hurt because it landed like right on the kneecap, like on the side of the kneecap. So that hurt like really bad, and I got up, and I don't know, just out of nowhere, I pull my fist back and I just sucker punched him straight across the face. And after I sucker punched him, I just saw spit fly out of his mouth, and spit just like just flew straight out of his mouth. And I just looked at him, and he was still looking in the direction like from where I punched him, and his face just started turning red. And then he turns back to me, and I thought he was gonna try to hit back or something. I thought he was gonna try to start a fight, but then he just walks up to me. He's like, "What? Why'd you punch me, bro? Why'd you punch me, huh? Huh?" And I was kind of surprised because normally like I'm kind of wimpy, so like whenever I punch somebody, they just try to beat me up. But this time he actually didn't try to beat me up. This time at least, hinting at more story times. But anyways, like he just didn't try to beat me up, and he just looked at me. It's probably because this auditorium was like full with staff in the front. Well, there's like around, I'd say they keep around 2 to 3 staff members in there. And they're all up front, and none of them saw it. And he was like, "Why'd you hit me, bro? Why'd you hit me?" He's like, "Because you pushed me." And he was like, "So what if I pushed you?" And I was like, I could have told the teacher, right? And he was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go tell the teacher you hit me." And then after that, I was like, "What?" And I just stood there. And you guys know Mr. Kyle, my friendly brother, and Kyle was there, and you know, maybe he wants to tell you part of what happened. So here.
Hello, everybody. I am UAV's witness here, and so let me just give you a little bit of spice of what happened. So me and UAV were sitting in the auditorium, right, or cafeteria, and we were just minding our own business, talking to each other, and out of nowhere, Franklin comes up to Justin, right? And then I guess he acts kind of tough. He acts like the tough kid in school. He thinks he's cool and all of that. And he comes up to UAV, and then he starts to, like, I guess, mock UAV, like start pushing him around and like somewhat playfully bully him, but not really playfully, like intentionally. So UAV was kind of mad. He's kind of a wimp. He doesn't like to mess around like that. Like, he likes to mind his own business, talk about like superheroes and stuff. And I was sitting next to him, and then they start arguing. UAV's like, could you like leave and like get like out of my face, And I'm just watching him, and then Franklin pushes UAV down, and his face kind of got red because he doesn't like messing with everyone. He got kind of pissed, so he got back up and sucker punched him in the face. Mucus came out, spit came out. He was kind of crying. He was just staring at UAV like, "Why did you punch me? Oh my god!" Like, why aren't you acting tough anymore? You started to bully Justin, and then like you just get sucker punched, and then you start crying. And then the teacher in the back, Miss Tina, she saw everything, because like she's like the watcher. She watches the students over the cafeteria, and yeah, and then she comes down to the front of the place where it happened, and then she goes up to Franklin and be like, "Why are you crying? Why are you and UAV punching each other and like just bullying each other?" And then Franklin's like, "Oh my god, he punched me. Oh my god, I'm crying right now. Oh my god." So then Miss Tina takes them both to the office where the principal is, where like the assistant principal, where they do all their announcements and stuff, to the office. And then Like, I was there with Justin for witness.
And after Kyle was there with me for being a witness, um, so Miss Tina, of course, she saw everything, but she saw it up to a point to where I got up and punched Franklin in the face. So after I punched him, that's why I saw everybody in the front. They were actually discussing what happened. Anyways, after that, they brought us into the office, and after they brought us into the office, we were all seated next to each other. So it was pretty weird because I had to sit next to Franklin, and Franklin also had a friend with him at the time who was sitting a little bit away and just watching. Because he was talking to him, and after he was talking to him, he came up, and we had that argument. And as Kyle said, he started doing the mocking and everything, and then he started acting tough, and then that's when the whole situation happened. So we're all sitting there, and I'm just looking down at the ground because I hated being in the principal's office when I was little, because I don't know, my mom was a little strict sometimes, and you know how it is when you go to the principal's office when you're little. You're really scared, and you don't know what's gonna happen, and just really don't want to get in trouble. So we were sitting there, and I was like, oh darn, I ain't gonna be playing. I can't play the new Call of Duty. Oh God, because this was like when the school year just began, for like fourth grade. So new COD was coming out. Pretty sure it was, I think it was Black Ops 3. If it wasn't Black Ops 3, then it was. What was after Black Ops 3? Was it World War 2? No, it wasn't World War 2. 2016, whichever COD was in 2016, Infinite Warfare. So I think it was gonna be Infinite Warfare. I kind of want to play zombies in Spaceland. And then we just sat there, and we were just looking at the ground, and I don't know, Franklin was just mumbling to himself, and I was just sitting there looking at the ground, and we were brought into the principal's office, four of us, and they're all like, "What did you see? What did you see?" And then they talked to both of us, and what was it? They didn't even get to hear that much of Kyle's story before they just said okay, and then they just went straight to blaming me. So I don't know why they didn't even hear Kyle's full story, but what happened was they brought them in. They were like, okay, Franklin's friend, what did you see? And then he said it, but he twisted it so it could sound like Franklin was innocent. And I don't know what happened. I guess they thought his story was more believable. I don't know, but it was so stupid because after what? After they heard his story, they moved on to Kyle. And after they moved on to Kyle, they were like, okay, what was this? What was that? And he explained everything and said how he pushed me first, and he said like I don't. He said everything. He said everything that was true, and then she moved on, and he said the exact same thing as his friend. So then I was up to speak. It was my turn, and I said the exact same thing that Kyle said, and I'm not sure what happened, but she kind of blamed me because I admit this was stupid. She blamed me more. I'm not sure. I think it was because I said push me, but then she was blaming me more for starting the fight. So I get the one where she said I was kind of like pushing him. I was kind of like making him try to push me when I was saying push me, push me. But after that, she says that I completely started the fight. How I was wrong here. I started the fight, and he was acting all sad. He was acting all sad, like I abused him or something in the middle of the auditorium. Like I straight up assaulted him, and I punched him really hard, and his whole face, like it hurt so bad, and how he was like his face was hurting on the side, and it was just super dumb. So after he started playing victim, I just out of nowhere, the principal just comes at me for lying, and how I lied, and how I was like, I don't know, just lying and trying to get the poor innocent kid in trouble. So like I have no idea why she didn't really want to hear. I guess she was fed up about the entire day. Probably it was pretty a pretty busy day in school because what was it? Our school was like a pretty big school, so we had all of this stuff and all these like special events going on in the school, and she had a lot of prep because a lot of stuff was gonna happen. But she was probably fed up with every single problem she had to deal with that day, and just wanted to get the problem over with. I'm not sure, but that's the logical option. But you know, once she was like talking to me, she was like, "You have anything you want to say?" I was like, "Yeah." He pushed me first, and he did everything to me first. But why am I getting trouble for self-defense? And she was like, "Well, you hit first." And I was like, "But he did it before me." And she was like, "Well, you hit first." And I was like, did I, that what? Because I'm not sure. I was like, my fourth grade brain, I'm like, am I forgetting what the definitions mean of before and after? I had no idea. I was like, you know, I didn't hit first. He pushed me first, and I hit my leg. And then there's this one. There was Miss Tina in the back, and she was like, "Oh, well, you hit your leg. Did you hurt it or anything?" And I pull up my like my pants, and then after they just see a big red mark on my knee, and I'm like, it's okay, it's just a little red. And Miss Tina was actually the only one who was trying to believe anything here. She was like, "There's always two sides to the story," and the principal was just like, "Well, you hit him first, so I'm like you hit him first, and you caused this problem." And I was like, I couldn't really say anything. She was the principal. There's no way I was going to change her mind. If I talked back to the principal, that was easy. A suspension in elementary school. But this was like one of my first offenses. So it was like, I think it was my second ever time I went to the principal's office. So all there really was at the end of the day when my mom came to pick me up, they told her about it. And she was like, "What?" And then when she took me home, she was like, "You hit a kid in the face." And I was like, "Mom, you remember that kid who likes to bully me a lot or do whatever a lot to me?" And then she was like, "Yeah, that Franklin kid, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, he pushed me, and I was just tired of him bullying me, and like I just punched him in the face." And she kind of understood, but she still got mad at me for having to make me go to the principal's office and everything, and making me get in a fight. She said I could have avoided it in the first place. But this was honestly one time that she was actually really nice about something like this, because this is like one of the only times she laid me off for like a fight or like something in like during like something physical that I've done in my entire school life. She was actually pretty nice this time. And it was pretty horrifying going to the principal, but it was all the horrificness went away when I just started getting falsely accused of starting the fight and everything. And my brain just had a seizure. My brain just had a seizure after that. But it kind of went well for me in the end, because I didn't really get in trouble at home for something I didn't do or didn't start. I got in a little bit of trouble for being involved in it, but that was really about it. So that's mainly it for this story time, guys. The principal actually, like, next couple of times I went to the principal's office. I've only been to the principal's office like 4 times in my entire life. Yeah, like around 4 times. So expect some more principal's office and dean's office stories, because it was dean's office all in middle school. So normally around like whenever I go to school, the maximum amount of times I'll be like in the principal or dean's office, I'd say, is maximum 4 for in my entire lifespan throughout that school. So just be on the lookout for more of those story times coming, because those are really what's gonna keep story time flowing until I could think or remember my past stories or some experiences I have had. So that's it for this story time, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next story time. And one quick message before we go. Somebody would like to say goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah, that was Mr. Kyle saying goodbye. Alright, guys. So as I said, like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next video. Peace.